I've got way too many books to close my bag today. Well, good morning. It's a brand new day. It's another misty rain, but I like a misty rain. It cools me down. Japanese people look at me so strange. Everybody but me is carrying an umbrella. I've got mine, but I hope not to have to use it too much today. And I feel relatively refreshed after about a 5 hours sleep, maybe. Quite a bit more than yesterday. I started the Lori Moore story from the Faber stories, and I think this one's shaping up to be my very most favorite, or certainly one of them, but I'm only 10 pages in or something, so it's called Terrific Mother. Oh, I'm not going to say too much about that story on this VeeLog for Reading Rush because I'll save it for Doris's and my discussion video, but it started out powerfully. Oh my god. And what else? Another 10 pages of Alice by Elizabeth Elliot, and it's just really, really charming and witty. This is my busiest work day, and I find that of all the weekdays, it's kind of counterintuitive, but because I'm out and about and I have hour breaks, quite a few of them. Yeah. Did you hear that? That bicyclist almost hit me, and then he swore at me, or whatever he was doing, that I didn't move for him. Oh. Okay, now I have pedestrian rage. Okay. Hey, so had a good morning after that stupid asshole guy on his bike. So, bicyclists are the bane of my existence in Tokyo. It's my number one hate among a long list of things I hate. Thankfully, the things that I love or like are at least a little bit longer than my hate list. But number one on my list is bicyclists on the sidewalk. They shouldn't be on the sidewalk. They don't care about the pedestrians. I've been hit multiple times. And did you know, I think I might have ranted about this before, but it bears repeating, a dozen or more, I think up to 20, on average 20 pedestrians a year are killed in bicycle pedestrian accidents. I assume most of them are elderly pedestrians, but I don't know. But there are rules about what certain sidewalks they can't ride on and certain that they can, but they completely ignore that. They drive too fast, they come too close, and where I was walking was between a pedestrian overpass stairwell, so there was not enough room for a bicycle and a pedestrian to navigate that, and he just almost hit me and then swore at me. Ugh. So, anyway, that happened and I'm over it. So, I don't know if it was the cute boys at Starbucks or the shrine, that gorgeous thing you saw. It was a portable shrine. I don't know which calmed me down the more, but I'm better now, and I've done some great reading. I started the Denton Welch autobiographical novel. I can't remember the title, so I'll flash the cover up here just to remind us all of it. And that opening chapter was just brutal. It's about the bike accident. I assume it's just, I don't know how completely autobiographical it was, but the description of the accident, just a gorgeous paragraph that was so wrenching because it's in rather poetic way describing the effect on his consciousness. I mean, he had no idea what had just happened, but he describes that feeling of not knowing and the physical pain. So well doesn't even begin to cover it. And then I read some more of Cove, which describes the immediate after effect of the protagonist, who I'm now into the protagonist section, of getting hit by lightning. And then he still hasn't quite figured out what happened to him, and it's described with in such spare, vivid language that and to read those two kind of back to back, it's like, wow, I had a pretty intense reading morning. So I think that's all I have to say.
Attention please. The rapid train bound for Tokyo will soon arrive on track number 4. For your safety, please stand behind the yellow line.
Why am I showing you a whiteboard pen in the classroom at a community center where I teach? Because I wrote sentences on the whiteboard using this black pen, and then, just to be clear, this was provided by the community center, as it always is, week after week after week for the last 6 years, and look what happened when I tried to erase the board. That's right, it was a permanent marker, not a whiteboard pen. Not a whiteboard pen. It was their mistake, not mine. What a day. Ah! Hey guys, well, I'm way too tired to put my face on camera. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm boiling potatoes for a wasabi potato chicken salad for my lunch tomorrow, and then I gotta make dinner and finish editing this and get it up on the internet. So I finished this today and I was a little disappointed, but it's probably, I give it 3 stars. My disappointment was actually mitigated by the fact that I didn't even clue in and that this was one of those deep stories in our culture that I find so boring, which is man against the elements. I mean, the guy gets hit by lightning while he's out kayaking, and then he gets way out to sea before he realizes what's going on, and will he survive or not? I just find those stories, I don't think they're unimportant, they just bore me to tears. The Robinson Crusoe narratives are not for me. But I didn't even clue in that that's what I was reading. The writing was that beautiful. But once I clued in that that's the kind of story it was going to be, because there were some other characters at the very beginning, but they never really came back. And then I realized, you know what? There's 2 choices here. He's going to die, or he's going to live. And I was about 80% of the way through, and I realized those are my options, and then I was bored. So I'm not going to spoil anything, but the writing was beautiful. I would try another book by him, but it was a little, I wanted a lot more, and it could have been a lot more. It was a novella. What's lesser than a novel? It was a short story. It was kind of a poetic short story, almost like a prose poem. Well done, not enough for me. I would try something else by Keenan Jones. Compare that to how deeply immersed I am in the Denton Welch novel, and I apologize for still not having the title in my head, but here's the GIF. I've read about his accident, and it's made me, the bike accident, and he's in hospital, and the nurses are terrible to him, and he's going through all kinds of agony. And I'm feeling so much, and I'm not sure whether it's because I know how autobiographical it is. I don't know very much more than I shared on my TBR video about the autobiographical details, but I know that it's basically a true story. Is that why I'm connecting so deeply with it? It's also really beautifully written, but I wonder if I didn't know that, how much different of a reading experience would it be for me? But I'm really, really enjoying it. I could give you other reading updates, but I'm tired. More tomorrow. Good night.